Is everybody on page 5? Going back to what I just said, all of the boxes is how many? Good, you can say that out loud. 100. How many boxes are shaded? What fraction does each square of the granola bar represent as a fraction? Matt? Everybody agree? 1 out of 100 or 1 to 100? This is another one of those pages where it's going to seem kind of basic, but it's important to understand how everything is kind of related. As a decimal, what does each box represent? Somebody I haven't heard from. Joe. 0.01. How do you say that, Joe? 100th, right? By the way, how do you say this? Well, as a fraction, how do you say this? 1/100th, right? How do you say this? 1/100th or 100th. They are related, as you'll see. All right, each box is what is a percent. Jake, do me a favor, close that door. Just that little side sound is enough to be distractible. What does each box represent as a percent? I got one hand up. Come on, think. 1 out of 100 is what percent? Michael? 1%. Therefore, 1 out of 100 is equal to what is a decimal? Which is equal to what as a percent? Aiden? All good? All right, now let's talk about the entire shaded region. The shaded region is representing the part of the granola bar that has been eaten. How would you express the shaded region as a fraction? Nick? What about as a decimal? Megan, give it a shot. Correct. 0.7 or 0.70. What about as percent? Aiden Myers. Close, not 7%. So remember what percent means. It's per 100. Well, 70%. Therefore, and again, I know it's basic, but it's important. What's the fraction for this shaded region? Stephen? Which is equivalent to what as a decimal?
I just want to ask you, is the fan still acting up this morning?
This morning it did not.
Okay.
It was okay.
Okay.
All right. Maybe a little bit of rattling on, but not to the extent that it was.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, where are we at? 70 to 100 as a decimal. Matthew? He's right. That's how you would say it. 0.70 is 7/10 or 70 hundredths, and we're going to get to that eventually as well. What about as a percent? Eve. All good so far? What about now, let's talk about the part that's not shaded, or the part of the granola bar that's not eaten versus a fraction. Jake. Take them all out in the hall in case anybody needs them. So I think there is a second part we have to color. All right. What is that as a decimal? Aiden, Tavis. Correct. It continues on to the next page. Let's go there. And what about its percent? Jake. Therefore, let's do it. As a ratio or a fraction, uneaten, what is that fraction? It's fine. You can say it out loud. It's class. I'm fine with that. Which is equal to what is a decimal? 4.30. Which is equal to what is a percent? And then this table is going to summarize everything in one visual model here. Eaten first. What was that fraction again? If you don't remember, you got to flip back. Which is equivalent to what is a decimal? It's equal to what is a percent? I can't hear you. All right. Not eaten or uneaten. It's a decimal. Which is what is a percent? Now here's where it becomes really, really important to kind of understand how all three are connected. Hopefully, you'll start to see this. The whole bar has a fraction. 10. 100 over 100, which is equal to what, Tim? 1 whole. What about as a decimal? Be careful. Megan. Yeah, 1.00 if you add this correctly. You got to carry a 1, which is equal to 1 whole. What is a percent? Which is equal to 1 whole. As basic as that is, it becomes really, really important to understand. Everybody repeat after me. Part, whole. The parts have to add up to the whole in any percent situation. So the part plus the part equals the whole. And I want you to put that at the top of each column. Part plus part equals whole. We will constantly come back to visit that throughout the percents lessons, which there's about 6 of them to finish off this module. If you can kind of get it into your head now that the part plus the part equals the whole, things will fall into place as this becomes more advanced. The rest of the period is yours to complete pages 7 through 9. It's your homework, but you get a head start. If you haven't written this down yet, write it down again. 1-3, you need your Cum 7. That's due Friday. Due tomorrow, Thursday, is lesson 24, pages 7 through 9. Did you do 6? We just did 6, right? Yeah, you're going to start it right now with your partners. All right. After you get done with 7, I'd like to see it. 7's tricky. Yeah, 10.